Hi, so I've been looking for a replacement drying rack for a while now for my mother, and I settled on this one. So this one is the best I could find for the couple of criteria I was looking for. One, that it was expandable and retractable, meaning that this particular one can expand from 2 feet to 3 feet. The other thing about this one is that it also is very strong. So it is metal. Never get anything other than metal. The wood ones or the bamboo ones are just going to break and snap because wet clothes is actually heavy even if it's a little bit dry. Now, the other thing also is, other than that it's strong, that it's retractable and expandable, I also was looking for something that was very compact and foldable. So this was the one I settled on, and it was $22. There is one on Amazon that is foldable, retractable, and expandable, but also it costs $41 on Amazon. So the one at Walmart was actually half price compared to that one. And I will have these links in the description area. So let me go through a review of this, which is looking at the quality, looking at the assembly, and then also just comparing this with the wood one. So let's get at it. So I do have it collapsed right now. Let me zoom in and show you the quality of it. So this here, you could see it's collapsed right now. And just looking from the side, you can see the metal, how it is a little bit rounded here. So it has a good feel to it. And so the reason why I am buying this actually for my mother. So my mother has the wooden one, and the wooden one, the sticks just break in the middle. So if you have clothes that is too heavy over time, over a short period of time, in fact, it actually just breaks. Whereas this is metal, so it's not going to break. It might rust a little bit over time, and that's to be determined. I'll see how this holds up with rust. But as far as the construction itself and just how easily expandable it is actually very nice looking in comparison. Just the fact that, unlike the wooden ones, this particular one actually does expand from 2 feet to 4 feet in width. So the wooden ones wouldn't do that. Right there, so you could see, the plastic obviously is not going to rust. Once again, right here, just the rivets, as I mentioned before, it's riveted, so it's not screws that's going to loosen, which is awesome. Now let me give you the other view of it expanded. So you can really expand this fairly quickly. You would simply, pull this up like this. And once it's expanded like this, simply on each side hook this into the circle. So if I had two hands here, it would be so much easier for me, but I'm holding the camera. So let me put the camera down and show you that really quickly. So I simply slip that down, and similarly on this side, slipped it down. Now this here, as I mentioned, is expandable. So you could simply just pull it apart like this or collapse it. So the drying rack here, fully extended, looks like this, and I can collapse it. So when I collapse it, I want to put it on its side to collapse it. So just putting it on its side and then just pushing it down to collapse it. So right there, it's collapsed. And if I pull it back up again, you could see, just pulling back, how much smaller it is. So that is collapsing the width from 2.5 feet to 3 feet, or 3.5 feet to 2 feet. So just to give you a comparison here, this is the previous wooden one that my mom had. So I'm replacing this with the metal one, and you can see how it breaks, and it's not all that sturdy. If I shake it around, it is very flimsy. And this won't last when you have wet clothes, which is very heavy on, you know, wooden ones like this. So this is the previous one, and here is the nice and sturdy metal one. Now, just to mention, when I was putting this together, I did glue these. So when I pull this, or when I'm disassembling it, you know, it's going to be very easy. So here, one thing I did want to mention is I did sand down these sides because they were a little bit hard to insert, whereas now they're very easy to put in and remove. So keep that in mind. And also, as far as the glue, I use this particular glue to glue every single joint and kind of make it, you know, moisture tight. And I will have this in the description area of the video, as well as links to the dryer rack here that I got. So the other difference here between the metal and the wood is that the wood one is not even as wide. So you can see is a little bit wider here when it's collapsed. So this is 2 feet right now, but if I actually expanded this, it would be 3 feet, while the wood one is just fixed in length or in width. So, you know, another good advantage here of the wooden versus the metal one. But no doubt this is way more sturdy. So just giving you a zoomed in view of how it should look after it is assembled, and also the dimensions here. So you could see it actually is expandable from 2 feet all the way to 3 feet in width, and it is 45.5 inches tall, and it is about 14 inches wide as the base. So the base is 14 inches wide, so that means that it actually does fit into a bathtub. So when you are trying to dry wet clothes and you put this in the bathtub, it will fit. Now, just going to zoom into the sticks, you can see the sticks are angled and it has these notches, which is going to be for easy assembly. But when I go to the other end, you could see the other end shrinks up a little bit. And when it shrinks up, you can see all of these other ends expand. So make sure when you are assembling it that you have all of the sticks facing the right side. You could see the expandable sides I will have all facing one side. This is very high quality. You could see that it is all riveted. So these are not screws. The problem with screws is that they loosen up. So here you could see it's all riveted right here. Completely riveted, and I just like the quality of the metal itself, and hopefully it won't rust. It shouldn't rust, it should just dry if you don't have it constantly in water. Now they do have the sides labeled B here and A over there. So the first thing you want to do is you want to expand the sides. So simply by expanding the sides like this all the way out, and you will notice that there's one end here that is the feet. So the feet has the angles here. So right here you have an angled feet, and also over here you have the angled feet here, and these things will face out from the side, whereas if I flip it over, you can see with these notches here where I connect the sticks, it's going to be the inside. Now once I expand everything out, you could see I will hook this side over. So right here, if I expand it right, you could see it's like circular there, and I simply slip this in like that, and that hooks in. And that's also how you collapse it. So that's not permanent. That's going to be also how you collapse it.
once I have this side out like this, I'll do the other side. So I have the expanding side facing up, and of course I'm doing it on camera, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for me. You can see like that. You hook it in, and it snaps in place like so. And then similarly, doing it for the bottom here. So right there, it snaps in place like that. And you can see I have one bar over. Now I'm going to do it to the other sides. So just standing this on its side and then putting all of these in, all 11 of them. So you can see here now I've put in all 11 sticks, and it is actually sitting on its side. And you can see that it actually does expand. So it's sitting on its side, and I could expand and contract it. Now if I stand it up to its full length here, so you can see right there, that's its full length. Pull both of these up here. So you see I could remove it like this and actually collapse it. Same with this side. Right there. And then this whole thing simply collapses like that. So that, and also just to shrink it, so I put it on its side, shrink this whole thing. So that's really it. I hope this helps. So please subscribe and like this video, and I hope you have a nice day. Thank you so much for watching.